We need a Alexa record.
Right. Hey, welcome to show 3. We're here at the Welcome Center in Portsmouth, Ohio.
Well, we felt very welcome.
We did feel very welcome. And as you can tell behind us, we have a lot of previews of things that goes on around the town. A lot of times, actually, I think when we did the video of what goes on in Sauter County or things for people to do, I think I might have added one of these clips.
Yeah. And there's a store in there,
Yeah.
an all Portsmouth store.
A nice little gift shop, yeah.
Yeah. So Shawnee Lodge, they've got a nice gift shop. And here at the Visitor Center is a nice gift shop. And we've got so many subscribers that are natives of the area but have moved on to other towns for various reasons. A great gift. Come down here and get a t-shirt. Can we grab one of those?
Yeah, I can pull one out real quick. Yeah. Whoop, make sure I ain't got it attached to me.
That's what you call impromptu. There's one that's already, the way they can see it, on that display. Probably just come right up and off. Yeah.
Look how nice that is.
Yeah. See, Vanna here. Well, they've got things like this right here.
It's nice. It's got a good feel.
Oh, yeah, good weight. So there's all kinds of clothes and merchandise, and I think I saw coffee cups in there. Great to represent, to choose your Portsmouth. Hey, remind me, Angie watching, Betty, remind me, we're going to create a Choose Your Portsmouth t-shirt and put it right here, and it'll say Choose Your Portsmouth.
I want to add this real quick. They've got a book that says Postcard History Series of Portsmouth.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah, definitely if you're a history buff, I think that's a lot of awesome pictures.
Oh, all right.
So,
There's a lot of history buffs, and on our SCDN TV page on the website talks about a lot about local history, and we've got some really great historians that tell us some interesting tidbits of things that I had no idea. We've got footage on there from the tornado of 1968, I believe it was, in Wheelersburg.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, it's just amazing some of the stuff that we've been able to curate of other people's historical documentations. And so this is perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'm glad you grabbed that book.
yeah, I just happened to catch it when I was putting the t-shirt back.
We're just pilfering through the gift shop.
Yeah.
Always grab it. So we didn't bring any mugs because we don't want to break it and then have to.
Right. Knowing me, I would trip.
Don't grab anything that breaks.
What's that? A bull in a china shop or some crazy saying? Yeah.
China in a bull shop. So here we are. So what do you want to do? Want to review?
I do. One of the things that I've seen that keeps popping up on you guys' news line, and I know it's been interest with a whole lot of people, is the Second Amendment.
Really?
Yeah, it's a serious subject, especially down in these parts.
Did you cracked your own self up, didn't you?
No. Oh God, I'm sorry,
down
guys.
here in these here parts. There's some of these shows I watch on I like History Channel and Discovery Channel, and like the Moonshiners and the Gator Hunters and everything, and they put subtitles underneath what they're saying. I'm like, wait a minute, they're speaking plain freaking English. I can understand everything.
You can understand it. I'm thinking anybody else around can understand it. That's good. Oh,
and
gosh.
and this is a true story. And I taught school in Dublin, which is the Beverly Hills of Columbus. The
funny too.
The principal drew me aside and said, look, we're going to let you teach history. You can teach math. You can teach science. But under no circumstances are you going to teach these kids English.
Oh my goodness.
What are you talking about?
Right.
That ain't right.
And you know what's even crazier, and I know we're on this subject for a moment, so everybody kind of relates to, but when I'm down here, my accent comes out a little bit more. So then when I go back to Columbus, people are like, oh, are you from the South? I'm like, I didn't know I sounded South. But
Where you been?
South side of Columbus.
You from Grove, Tucky?
Oh my gosh.
So-
Sorry guys, that was just a good fun spoof, right?
That's what happens when you're live.
Right.
That's the sweetness of the show.
Oh,
So all right, the 2A.
yes.
I'm gonna do an in-depth thing because it affects, as of right now, 3 of the 5 counties that we cover.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you the elevator version. First, let's talk about what it is not.
Okay.
It does not change any current laws that are on the books. Okay?
Okay.
It does not circumvent any current laws on the books. So you cannot, I'll give an easy example, concealed carry. The concealed carry permit stays in place. The governing laws concerning the concealed carry permit stays in place. Now that is jurisdiction. For example, in Ohio, you can open carry until you get into a car, then that becomes a concealed carry. So that's when you take the gun apart, empty it, put the gun in the boot or in the trunk. Sorry,
No, I'm listening.
in the trunk, and then you put the ammunition somewhere else. That's in Ohio. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky's a little bit different. Every state's a little different. South Carolina, open carry means open carry, whether you're in your pickup truck or your car or whatever. If you're open carrying, and I had a holster that was on the side up here, and you could walk anywhere, anytime, in your car, in person, as long as your weapon was in open view.
Okay.
And so getting in the car wasn't exempt from that. In Ohio, it is. So when you get in the car, then you are now concealed. So it doesn't circumvent any laws, right? And it doesn't all of a sudden make background checks exempt, okay? So that's some of the things that it does not.
Because the background check is there. It's always been there, I think.
Yeah. Now, here's what it is. The resolution is showing solidarity. There are some legislations that are on the books that have the appearance to be unconstitutional. The number one issue is what's called red flagging. On its face, it seems like a good idea. Well, and they always say the road to somewhere is paved with good intentions, right?
Right.
So on its face, it seems like a good idea. And I liken it to a wellness check. If you have a person that's not answering their phone, you haven't heard from them in a few days, you can call the authorities and have a wellness check, and they will go out and check on them, especially if you're out of town, whatever. They'll check on, make sure everything's all right, and report back to you. We found them, they're fine, they've lost their phone, whatever.
Right.
Okay. The red flag is similar to a wellness check, but it is regards to regards to firearms. So this came as a result of the unfortunate Parkland shooting, Parkland, Florida shooting. And that young man was obviously mentally ill. He had very little guardianship, and he lived in a trailer, and he amassed a pretty, he had armory in this mobile home trailer. So those Parkland people lobbied for this red flag law that you should be able to call and say, I see something that is seems wrong, and then somebody go out and check it out. Same thing with San Bernardino. Well, we're going back to San Bernardino. But there was documented that the UPS driver that was bringing all these supplies in for them to make bombs and all this kind of stuff, explosives, the UPS driver went on record and said that he wanted to say something, but he was afraid he would get in trouble for racial profiling. But he felt like there was something wasn't exactly right with these deliveries and everything that was going on at that house. So you take San Bernardino and you take Parkland, and so they've come up with these red flag laws. And the red flag laws are highly contentious, depending on who you ask, because they can be abused. So I told you about the good part, right?
Right.
If something, see something, say something. If something's wrong, and you know there's firearms in the house, maybe you should. Yeah.
Right.
Problem number one. What's the divorce rate right now?
At least
112,
50%. Oh, I don't know.
112%.
Like 50%.
Right.
You have a half and half chance.
So
See, I'm being positive.
every time, right? So every time that somebody, and it doesn't matter, man or woman, somebody gets upset with their significant other for the day, they can abuse this red flag system and say they're crazy and there's guns in the house. And then what happens is now you're taking resources from the officers who are already dealing with an opioid epidemic. Now we're going to put on them a firearm epidemic and try to do these wellness checks, or what's called the red flag warnings, on people. And then what happens is, under the legislation, is they come in just like a wellness check, remove the firearms from the house, and then give you a summons to go to court to prove that you are healthy, mentally stable or healthy, with the potential of getting your firearms back.
This is just as crazy as the restraining orders and all that stuff that takes place.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the reason. And then the second reason, and then I'll stop, is what's called an extended background check. An extended background check. Right now, the background checks go to criminal records. Okay, criminal records. They are wanting to extend the background checks to include your health records. Now, when you do that, first thing that pops up, HIPAA laws. You can't do HIPAA laws.
Right.
But those of you that are watching, how many of you, and this happened when I was going through, seeing doctors 3 times a week, going through the diagnosis of what's going on with me, so I know it's firsthand. It happened very, very often. You go to the doctor, and they'll ask you a couple of questions. Do you feel safe at your home?
Right.
Are you under any kind of threat? Do you feel any kind of threat at home? Right? Standard question. But then they started asking, the doctors started asking, are there any firearms in your home? Now, the first time a doctor asked me that, do you feel safe in your home? Yes. Is there anybody in your home that we need to be aware of or anything like that? No. Do you have any firearms in your home? What?
Right.
Well, I'm in here because I twitch. All right. It has nothing to do with what. And this was now pushing 8 years ago. So when they started asking those questions and you started answering those questions, guess what? It started going into your health record. So now the extended.
And you've opened the door.
And you open the door, you told them.
Just telling you.
You don't have to answer anything. Right?
That's like an interview, honest to God. You can do the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, you have, Fifth Amendment says you don't have to answer anything. Right? You don't have to talk. Here, we can do a whole show.
I just laugh.
So, those are the two resolutions that have really sparked the two-way movement. Okay? Red flag and extended background checks. So, we're going to see more of these resolutions. It does not undo any laws that are already on the books. It's just showing solidarity within the county. That means in the city, you still can't discharge a firearm in the city because it's a part of the city ordinance. So don't just decide you're going to go squirrel hunting in Mountain Park, because it ain't going to work.
They got some fat ones over there too.
So it doesn't change
big squirrels.
any laws on the books. But what it does, it says that we as a county, Lawrence County, Greenup County right now, says that we are resolute that this is a sanctuary city and we are not going to adopt anything that is unconstitutional.
Right.
And these red flag laws and these extended background checks are a little suspect. So that's where.
And I know that, and here's my take on all that. I know across the board, everybody wants everything to be the same in every city and every state.
Right.
But we all know just by other laws, you're not going to have everything that's going to be in every city and every state. There's going to be probably some exception to those rules depending on where you live and your geographic.
Sure.
And
It varies.
That's my outtake on it. You know.
It's just like liquor laws. It varies state by state, county by county, township by township.
Right.
See? So,
I mean, I guess I say that because the bigger picture. Everybody just thinks there's just one big picture.
Right.
And it's not like that.
Right. The Second Amendment is the one big picture.
Yeah.
Right? Now, all these things that you're trying to add to the Second Amendment, this is where some states are taking some authority and some states aren't. But now on the county level, they're making these resolutions that they are going to stick with the Constitution. So it's a hot topic issue right now. It probably will continue probably for the rest of the year. But the catalyst behind it, and I'm not saying I'm for or against anything. I'm just telling you what started it. Right? Is the amnesty for the extended background checks to include.
I mean, the people that we put in place, they do have to be mindful of these
red
things.
flag, yeah. And if you look at it on the face, they both seem like legitimate. It sounds legitimate, but the more you dig into it and the fine tuner, you start looking at the actual wording, it gets a little scary. So this is what's causing people to have some pause. So, it's one of those things where we have that, but people need to understand what it means. It does not mean,
it's funny to think, you talk about, we'll say businesses even, and you look at the last 5 years, you look at 5 years ahead and where you think you're going to be at.
Right.
And then you think, take a law like this, and where's it going to be at in 5 years, just with all the other things that's going on. And so that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And
well, I have a feeling at the end of the day, the Second Amendment's going to win because it's the Constitution.
Right.
And if you take away, I did a thing for a podcast years and years ago, and I said, if you're not willing to stand up for the Second Amendment, you might as well go ahead and throw away your First Amendment while you're at it, because the Second Amendment protects the First Amendment. The Second Amendment protects the Fourth Amendment. So, you can go all the way down through there. And Kathy Coleman also mentioned about tyranny, and the first thing they do is take away your guns. And she eloquently and bravely said that, which we covered. So, it's not a Republican Democrat thing, all right? We all live under the United States Constitution, and the Constitution is the Constitution.
And I think
people
that
need to quit messing. What do you just said a trigger word?
No, yes. No, the trigger is when someone says they're going to take something away from you. People get mad.
Yeah.
And that's why I think this has been.
You're not
going to take my guns.
You're not going to take my dog. You're not going to take my last piece of pie.
I'm just saying.
Not going. Right.
Right.
Okay.
I know we were trying to make light of it because I know that it has been a heated debate even on your on the website. I've seen some heated debates, and again, that's the First Amendment. We can all share our opinion and
see.
Woo-hoo.
You're welcome.
But if it made you a little more aware of what's going on, and
right, I thought there needed to be a little bit more clarification that what it doesn't do, and what the kind of the catalyst was, the trigger was those two, the extended background checks and the red flag laws, prompted some of these resolutions.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's some good.
All right, I'm out of here. Peace.
You ain't getting off that easy.
Drop your microphone.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a lot to cover in a review, and that was one of the bigger topics from this last week.
That was the topic. It was on every news source. It made national news, local news. Everybody was talking about it. It was fever pitch. So that's it. Now let's talk about some birthdays.
Yes, we're going to go into birthdays. So I'm going to start out.
Yep.
I'm going to yell out a happy birthday to not only my mother, who just turned an early age of 72, and
Love our mamas.
You know what? I just thought about this. And then my daughter is now 27 today. They share the same birthday, but their ages are opposite. You know, like you flip the numbers. 72, 27.
See,
I don't know. I might be playing some lottery later.
72-27. Come on.
Yeah. Shout out to Robert Hodge. We call him Cousin Timmy. He's there in Pataskala, Ohio. Birthday today as well. So we've got 3 people in the family that share that date. And then Joe Groom from K&M Market up there in south side of Columbus, Obetz, Ohio. He also, I don't even know how old he is, but he's younger than me. That's all I know. But a happy birthday to you too, Joe.
Finally 21.
Right. Yeah, he's a little older than that. But anyhow, that's my birthday shout outs.
All right. I got members of our subscriber base: Amber Anderson, Crystal Wilson, Jeff Pennington, Maria Clifford Adams. She shares a lot with us. She's very vocal on the site. And upcoming, which actually will be our next show, so we can say it twice, is our dear friend Lori Glaze.
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, happy birthday, Lori. I didn't see that on there today.
That'll be next week. That's technically next week, but I wanted to give her 2 shout outs.
Right. And we're still working on 3 books of yours, Lori, to give out to our viewers. So I just wanted to follow up with you on that. 2, we've already got promised out to 2 people, and the other 3, we're still working on a project that those books go out to the right people. So
the upcoming events, and I do these out of order. I don't know why. So then I've got to look back.
And then I'm going to talk about tonight, but yeah.
Oh yeah, you can go ahead and talk about tonight.
Okay, so 2 things that I want to reinforce about. One is right down the street from the Welcome Center, and that is Patties and Pints. They have started a new thing where they're doing open mic and karaoke. I wanted to do a little retraction on that last week. Joshua Lawson had made a comment, because I was talking about comedic stuff. So that would be a challenge for me doing the comedian stuff, I think. But I have done open mic and karaoke, so that's why I said I had to retract that a little bit. Mikey-okie, yeah. And then the other one, the American Legion Post, Dickey Post 23, they also have karaoke on Wednesday nights, plus they do a drawing. And that post particular, because there's another American Legion post here I haven't talked about too much, but that post particular covers a lot with veterans with the nursing homes. So they sponsor that a lot. Yes. So that's the only reason I'm putting it out there, so that way if you want to support it or get involved, those are 2 things I know that's happening in town tonight on a Wednesday night. And it's beautiful outside today.
And a lot of local churches are having their church Bible study tonight.
Yes.
We give you these events, but on our website, there's an events page, which you can add to. It's not something that we claim, to know all and see all, because we don't. And so you can very, very easily, when you go to the events page, there's a thing that pops up that says submit an event. Tell us what's going on. We want to know, because of the thousands and thousands and thousands. We were doing the math as far as for every one day that, for every 24-hour cycle, the views on our website is the equivalent to over 5 days of actual eyeballs.
Yeah.
5 days of time, over 5 days of time in one 24-hour cycle. So if you can imagine over the course of a week or over the course of the month, that it's just incredible. And so if you want your event to really be seen, just go to our website, click submit event, and you put all the stuff on there, and then it sends me a little notice, and I can stylize it for you and then get it posted. It's really, really, really simple.
I'm gonna add a little reverb in that too, as far as, and I know we channel a lot of stuff through Facebook, and we appreciate that you guys will channel through this to get to Scioto County Daily News. But you have a lot of people out there that don't want nothing to do with Facebook, and some business owners included. But you can give them SciotoCountyDailyNews.com website, and they can bypass all of that.
Right.
And just go straight to the website and find out what they need to know.
The voice of authority has changed. We started out as a Facebook group because we just wanted to share local events, and we just kept getting, people kept coming, and then at some point I realized that, wait a minute, there's something here, and so we started with the first website. And so we were able to utilize that. And so many of you came to the first website. And then it got to the point where, wow, we really deserve to have a point of authority. And so we decided to make a giant investment in this beautiful website. And so now that is the voice of authority, other than the Facebook page. So the Facebook page you can consider as a forum, all right? And it's a discussion forum. You can always make comments on the website, but the actual voice of authority is the website. So there are things on the website that are not on Facebook. And so when you're using another person's platform, they dictate through their algorithms how they disseminate your information. So we bypassed that and created our own platform, and can't nobody tell us right? So now we're completely standalone and independent. Then it gives us more freedom, and with the Facebook algorithms of what they call tier distribution, that all goes away with the website because everything goes up instantly and everybody has access to it. So it's really, and that's why you'll see a post that's late at night and a post that's early in the morning, and it's the same thing. It's not because we think you're dumb or stupid. It's because there's different group out of 38,000 people. There's different people on at different times.
Right.
And so some of our features and some of our important stories, we'll post them later in the evening and then again earlier in the morning, so we can capture the folks. Because
update.
Right, you're right. Because Facebook doesn't give everybody everything all the time. So that's why we do that. And we appreciate the click-through rate is amazing. And we've kind of established that, we don't have a bunch of redirects. It's not a big bunch of spams. Of course, there's some national advertising because we've got to pay for the thing. Hopefully, we'll be able to get some local advertisers because everything is focused local.
You hear me knocking on your door.
Yeah, everything is focused local, so therefore our advertising should be local. But you'll be able to get right to your story, read your story, share your story. That's why I always put the link in with the thing, because some people don't realize that if you click on the story, you can just copy the URL. That's fine. So I put the link so you can just copy and paste that and share it and get the word out. So you don't even have to be a member of the group to see the website.
That's good. Yeah. And I'm glad you brought all that back up, because again, and then I'm just going to add in there real quick before we go into our preview and our shout outs with our businesses that we already have on board, but the Sunday magazine.
Yes.
And then the reason why I'm pointing that out, I talked to an older gentleman and he's like, I don't do nothing with the website. And I thought, if you're involved in the website and you have a family member and I'm not going to knock any other news stations or anything like that, but people sometimes still want that physical or tangible thing in their hands, and that's okay, like a book. And they can print that right off, and they can share that with whomever, put it on the door every morning or put it on their breakfast table or whatever.
Right. This review preview used to be a newsletter. And now it is version 2.0, and it's a live show. But I wanted to harken back to the newsletter feature, and so we've got what's called the Sunday magazine. And so all you have to do is just go to the website. You don't have to do anything. It doesn't cost anything. You just let the website know you're there. So it says put in your little profile. You just sign up. You just put it and then click, I want breaking news. Yeah, I want the newsletter. That's it.
Right.
Doesn't cost you anything. Okay? And you'll be able to get the Sunday magazine. And yes, you can print it out if you want to. You can do what you want
good
to.
stories,
Just read the Sunday magazine. At least you'll have something right there, and it comes out early in the morning.
Get your coffee or get your little breakfast, and you can read.
Yeah, it comes out at 6 a.m. on Sundays.
Oh, okay.
So that's early.
I do. I think it's good stuff for them too. Like I said, and you got that tangible thing.
Yes.
Businesses that we want to shout out already that locally support Sauter County Daily News.
Yes. I was looking at events. I'm sorry. He's like, wait a minute.
We can talk about Buzz and Daisies.
One brain at a time, sweeties.
And I'm wondering, how catchy is that? Buzz and Daisies. Buzz and Daisies. I don't even forget about them.
I don't know, I think either Julie or George. I don't know who named Buzz and Daisies, but y'all, that's a good name. It's
Very catchy.
It's a good name. So yeah, we Buzz and Daisies, Patties and Pints, Joey Sandlin Realtors Remax, 52 auctions all the way out in South Point. Man, those guys do some business, and they have some good deals. And so some of these guys have been with us so long. And we appreciate that very, very much. Mm-hmm. Let's do upcoming events. Are you ready?
Yes.
On the 23rd, we have the Sauter County Democrat Society meeting. Because guess what? This is 2020, Super Tuesday. So everybody's getting organized.
Is that in March?
Is
that March?
Yes.
Yeah.
So on the 23rd, the Sauter County Democratic Party will have their meeting. And to be fair, on the 25th, the Young Republicans meeting will be held, and Brian Davis will be the featured speaker. On the 24th, at Vern Rife, there at Shawnee, the Moorhead Percussion Ensemble. Those guys are awesome. YouTube you some of that, I'm telling you. And the 25th, this is, I don't know who thought of it, Robin or Terry, but the jigsaw puzzle contest at the Shawnee Lodge. What a great thing!
Yeah.
They're doing it in teams of 4, and what? It's like a golf scramble, but it's a jigsaw puzzle contest. I'm loving it. Loving it. You got to pre-register. So I wonder how you would do that. Let me see. Go to SauterCountyDailyNews.com. Click on events. You'll see the jigsaw puzzle thing. Click on that, and it'll give you a chance to register for your team of 4 for the jigsaw puzzle. And if you are not a foursome, if you're a onesome, then they'll put you in with another group, so they'll be,
so everybody can kind of,
absolutely.
There's an event to do. Yeah,
yes.
There's something active.
So the events calendar is probably the third most visited thing on our site. We have, of course, the news and the passings or the obituaries and the events. Those are the top 3 places on the website that people go to. And we want you to feel like you can submit any of those. You can submit your own news. If you go to the contact page, you can submit your own news. If you have an obituary that we missed or you want to add to because the cost prohibitive, if you want to add pictures, if you want to add memorial videos, you can send us all that stuff at no charge. I promised you that we would never charge for obituaries.
I think that's
and I've
great.
kept my promise. So you
great.
can add as many photos, videos, anything you want. There, you just do the contact us, and we will absolutely take care of that and memorialize your loved one. I made you a promise, and I kept it. I will not ever charge for obituaries. And then the events page, let us know. Just let us know what you're doing. We'll get it out there for everybody. Upcoming events. What's happening? What's upcoming?
Let's see. Upcoming. Well,
News-wise, what are we doing? Where are we going to be?
all right, next week, I am hopefully, fingers crossed, I will be talking to a dietitian next week. That's been in the works for a while now, and
Yes.
hopefully come next Tuesday morning, that'll be in concrete. Because all we want to do is, we want to take the menus, sit down with someone, and just kind of say, hey, I mean, really, let's talk about this.
All right.
We set them down, and I just want you to circle what would be the best things for me to eat on that menu. It's 2020. Again, every year, everybody tries to improve their finances, their weight, how they look, or whatever. And but being healthy is a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, we started this with the whole New Year's resolutions thing, and now we're pushing Valentine's Day,
Right.
and we're trying our best. I mean, to get a certified dietitian or nutritionist to just take these menus that we are, just take the menus,
Right.
and go through and circle what are the healthy options.
Right.
And so then we can share that with you guys. So when you all go out to eat, or you have DoorDash come, or you have whatever, then you will have a certified dietitian to tell you that these 3 things are the best items on the menu as far as your health. All right? We're not talking about cheese. We're not talking about what's got the most bacon on it. All right? This is from a dietitian's point of view. But that's what we've been working on, and we've talked to both hospitals, and I know. I'm calling you out. We've talked to both hospitals.
Yes.
And for whatever reason, they don't want to be on camera, even though they will pay another news source and drive an hour away to talk about stuff. And all we want to do is just talk about menus.
Right.
But
We'll
whatever.
see. Well, hopefully, fingers
We'll
crossed.
see. We'll see you down the
We've
road.
got some people in the works with that. So let's see what else. There's actually, and I can't put it all out there yet because there's a couple businesses that are opening up in the area, or they're going into finally getting into buildings and things like that. So they've reached out a couple times.
Yes.
So we'll be doing some interviews with those folks.
Right.
And outside of that, I did want to back up and talk about the Welcome Center again for a moment. Kim Smith-Bauer had stressed about, they do have their bathrooms open usually most of the time when they come in, when they're walking through and looking at the wall, the memorial wall. But they also have bingo on the weekends. I didn't know that either. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So again, if you're trying to get out and about.
I'm glad you said that, because the memorial wall's right there.
Yes,
so when
I
people
keep watching it. Yeah, like
mural.
murals. Yeah.
Yeah, murals. They're right there. So that's an interesting point. I didn't even realize. So as you're out jogging or walking or strolling, and you're looking at the murals, there's a rear exit or a front exit, whatever you want to call it, where you can come in and easily access restroom facilities, water, something to drink, Gatorade, get yourself,
or the gift shop.
get yourself a handy dandy T-shirt, or I'm sure they got a sweatband in there or something. So yeah, that's a good point. I'm glad I forgot where we were. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah. And I am very appreciative that the Welcome Center had us back out here. I was out here some months back with, I think it's Mrs. Spradlin, and with the pageant. We did an interview out here, and I really liked the place. And of course, I come here with my kids included. You know, we walk and see the sights. So just wanted to throw that out there.
They've got a lot of conference space available. I know they rent out. I believe they even have some office space for new entrepreneurs or joining the Chamber of Commerce. I believe they have some office space available. You might want to check with the Chamber of Commerce. They are in the what I would consider the front, the 2nd Street side.
Right.
And they have some small office space to help people get started in business, which is a fantastic thing. And they have the meeting rooms that are available. There's job fairs that they do in there, the bingo, like you say. If your organization needs to have a meeting, that is all available to you.
Yes.
This is a really nice facility. I remember when it was Kenrick's, and so
Someone said that to me before. Yes.
yeah. I bought a car seat for my firstborn.
Wow.
in the Kenrick's. That would have been that far back wall right there. I remember where it was. But yeah, that's true. That's true.
And
so
it's very welcoming. So yeah.
therefore, it's the Welcome Center.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing that we're doing, our reporting staff, we're working on some fantastic stories coming up this week. We are going to be doing biographies of all the candidates as they prepare for the 2020 March Super Tuesday. So we're going around and speaking to the candidates for commissioner and some of the other candidates for sheriff, and so we're getting those biographies together right now, and so we will bring those to you as they come in.
It's a lot to look forward to. It really is. Now, we are going to talk about some hot topics, and I tell him this every week. The gun one was one as well I felt was a hot topic, but I mean, we are going to get back to some of the more serious issues, but we do try to keep it light and, again, try to give you as much resource and information as possible, so I always appreciate you tuning in. And I'm going to let Mark finish talking while I kind of go out of the scene.
All right. Well, if I'm going to finish talking, then y'all bring it in. Bring it in. I'm just
Yeah, no doubt.
Just visit our website. People still say www. I don't know why they still say www.
You know it's there,
Yeah. SciotoCountyDataNews.com. That's where everything starts, right? And then we share from there to the Facebook page. So if you feel like you may have missed something or you hear some buzz about something, don't spend endless time scrolling through the Facebook. Just go right to the website and add your comments and get involved, add your events. And above all, when you first hit the floor in the morning, praise God and choose your Portsmouth.
All right, one quick spin, guys. So again, and over here where you're seeing the wall here, I have everything from Scioto County to Adams to Zanesville. You've got your other counties in the area. I'm going right back to Mark where you see the Scioto County and the Kentucky stuff. So again, if you're looking for something to do, it's here. And like you said, choose your Portsmouth. Thanks, guys.